about, she talked about how she really wet and she playing with her pussy and how it's really big and all this kind of stuff. That was just...
Gross.
That's just like one 39% like little Skype message thing, not Skype message, but Facebook Messenger thing. And there's a whole bunch of them on there.
Oh my
like
God.
a bunch of them. That's what I'm saying. Like this stuff that she said on here, the damn near it put her marriage, like to the point where he would put her on and divorce her if he heard. That's why she's like, never tell anybody this, because everybody would want to ruin me or something like that when she said it.
Yeah, well, she's not wrong, fucking cunt.
So I, like, she has pictures. Someone, like, she has a picture where it looks like she said she came on her fingers.
Ew, oh my God.
And then she put some like in her mouth.
Oh my God.
Like you wouldn't be able to tell what she's like. You would have to hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
Because if you just see pictures, it wouldn't make any sense. Like you wouldn't even look like anything. It's like the pictures. But then if you could hear what she said.
God.
Like I'm saying, this stuff that she's saying is like fucking like rapid, like a porno or something.
Well, she was a fucking, what's it called? I mean, do you expect anything lower?
Next part of this this video, I'm just gonna let that sink in for a minute. That conversation. This is another one of her statuses that she posts novel things out here about her story, about her husband or whatever else, and like I know this part of it's really disgusting to me. So yeah, so removal proceedings. Basically, your husband's gonna get deported. So this all kind of fits. The problem is that there's some problems with all this. So we'll get into that, but you can see, like, when somebody has to explain like this their life, you're telling somebody something. Like, why do people think that she was not married in the first place? Well, maybe if you make fake Facebooks and fake accounts and have no relationship to show, maybe, that's a little bit of a red flag. Here's the rest of that lovely status. The whole world is being thrown at me. I could be adored, but I was scared. Just a victim. Just more of this victim stuff. And I believe that her husband is legal now, but she's known him since he was 19, and ever since then they've been a happy and good family. Okay, so okay, but you'll notice here that never is the word divorce ever used. It says separation because of the deportation situation he went through. The word divorce, however, never used. And you can see their happy coexistence on Facebook. That account that, of course, never seems to answer. Many people have speculated that she runs it. Would you be surprised at this point? We found this gem from a Google archive from Cherry Tap. Now, this screenshot says a lot. Basically, what we have here is that I remember when this women, spelling bad has never changed on Foo, first showed up on what was then Cherry Tap, going by the name of Kiwi Star. or something like that. It turns out these people were like, at this point in time, like, it turns out that she's a scammer too. Everybody was a scammer back then, though. So then she posted a bulletin back when people read them, and it said, "My husband had a stroke last night, and he's only 30. He'll be 31 in February." But here, she says she's married already. So the time frame of this is late 2006, early 2007. Okay, so she's been married the entire time that she's been on Lost Cherry, Cherry Tap, and Faux. If anyone at any point in time ever thought otherwise, that's incorrect. So now, she's online, he's a vegetable, and whatever else she's saying here, he's a veg, he can't walk or stand or even swallow. This is a common thing back then. People looking for money, actual money, before bling and all that. He can't walk, talk, or even swallow. And he's taking care of her daughter, which he's 1. Now, that means that this actually fits the time frame. My daughter's about 13 now, or 12 or 13, and she would be about 1 then. So everything around this fits. Like, this screenshot is the truth. So she's been married the entire time. Of course, they were fighting, of course, before the separation or whatever. But now, since, he's sick or got sick or whatever, I think I vaguely actually remember this myself. She's having such a hard time, and she don't know what she's going to do. Because he helped with all the bills. If you're married, like, wouldn't you do the bills together? But whatever. So, and then it goes on to, if you'd like to donate anything, this was a big thing back then. If you'd like to donate anything, let me know. It wouldn't hurt to ask. So she's actually on this screenshot. This is just her lives. She has said time and time again she'd never ask for anyone to pay her bills. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the bills. And now you're looking for donations. People sent money. You know they did. That's what people do. So, you can't go on here and say you never asked for money. You never had people pay your bills. You can't say you weren't married. You can't say anything. This screenshot just proves that you've been married the entire time you've been on this site. And you did ask for money, and you did have people pay your bills. So, there's a lie. There's a lot of them in this screenshot, so I'm going to let you sit there and take this in for a second. Okay. On to the next. And here we go. With her situation from that same March blog. And I know her last name, we saw it in the fake Facebook profile. So that is accurately, that's actually a Spanish name. But this is a story of her, whatever, father that she doesn't know or whatever. But then she says, I got accused of having men pay my bills. The fact is my husband pays my bills. Never once have I had a man pay my bill other than my husband. Really? Because you just asked for donations to pay your bills. I don't care if that was 12 years ago. I don't care if it was yesterday. You did it. So why are you trying to go out here and say that you didn't do it? The people's supposed to forget because, you deleted it. This is another victim. Another lie of a victim. We make this stuff up, though. So, yeah, and that's true. She was an exotic dancer before her time. That's true. That is a very true statement. But the part about the paying the bills and not asking for money, sorry, that's a little bit of a lie. And of course, old habits die hard. So when you're digging through the Google archives, you'll find funny things. She posted her own top 10 people of Cherry Tap, I believe. Yeah, and she puts herself second because she finally saluted. And of course, her name is larger than everyone else's. I remember the Rainbow Bright. I remember these people. So this is actually an archive of her first blog. Yes, so I put this in here because just to say that, okay, she listed a top 10 of people, right? And on her page before she wiped it out the other day, she does the same thing, all elitist girls that don't talk, snobs, and people that don't get online, don't interact with nobody. They just, I guess they're trying to be like, what did they call it back then? Scene girls, or some nonsense like that, And there's the rest of the top 10. So you can see that, she still does the same kind of things she did 11, 12 years ago. Now, most of these girls don't talk, really. There's actually one we wish didn't talk at all, but that's a subject for another situation. I actually know that one. She's not that bad. So, it's the same thing that she did all those years ago. So, in case she tries to get out of it by saying that wasn't me, that's, it was. And then here we go with the statuses. Big flirt. It's true, she is married. Totally cool with flirting. Remember the words flirting. What point do you draw the line of flirting between just out and out sex bombing people? I don't know, but you believe old school, then you got some explaining to do shortly, that's for sure. Let's see. NSFW folders and rumors. Yeah, you cannot never buy into it. I tend to disagree. But, yeah, now she magically had bulimia, I guess. I don't know. But she doesn't do private folders. That's interesting to me. This is where, right before I want to say that, this whole stuff with her husband, was coming out. Way too far to join us. Are you insinuating that you want a threesome? Are you insinuating that you're swingers? What are you saying here? Here's another screenshot of the after hours clubs. In Florida, they have things called bottle clubs. Basically, where anything goes after the bars close at 3 or 4 in the morning. They usually close around 7, 8 in the morning, and the bars reopen again. So those clubs are very full of debauchery, let's put it that way. And then here's another drunk status. Some of y'all creep me out. Another drunk status. This actually was obtained from a profile. It's still active. And if anybody had any questions about what she originally looked like on here, this is what she originally looked like on here. There's no child here. There's no short, nappy, curly hair here. There's no mommy stuff. This is what Kiwi Star was. And look at the date. This is Kiwi Star. This is what I remember from summer of 06. So there's no short little nappy hair, holding a child as her first picture. No, this kind of thing was her thing. She looks a lot different today, though, right? But this was her back then. And of course, another narcissistic status of, what is it about me that you all find so interesting? You're just a typical chick. Yeah, no. This is good. It's funny this blast got caught in this screenshot too, because people talking about real life getting married and all that, but yeah. Editorial nudes. She always does editorial nudes. She doesn't throw everything out there for the world to see. getting signed or not, and my mother doesn't approve. Does that make you a scandalous girl at 30-something years old, but your mom don't like you flashing yourself? Okay. And here we go again, like back to the editorial news again. I hate to do all this, but you're gonna need to see the big pictures. More self-mutilation, pill popping and weird stuff, and editorial news again, and her mother doesn't approve. That's supposed to be like sexual, some kind of weird way. And here we go. Here's another Krissy change with those. Those aren't even ballet shoes. I think they're Walmart slippers. So now she's on a rabbit diet. Another fad. Now she's gonna have an industrial alternative portfolio. Okay. Didn't you just have like editorial news or what? I don't. It's hard to keep up. Her ballet and piercings gave her the edge with a capital E. I needed. I don't know how to interpret that. Back to this again. More status about these editorial nudes. Super high class, super classy, high fashion, black and white. And like it affects me. She knows I've had topless, that's one way to put it, pictures of me up over the years, but if she's paid for it, it bothers her. You've been paid for your boobs for years, girl. I don't know why that all of a sudden changes today, but well, I guess because you're looking for sympathy and attention, that would be why. You don't know how to talk to her now. I wonder how you're going to talk to her after she sees this video. Just saying. Look, it's some more editorial nudes. Yep, editorial. That's high fashion and high class. G-Man. Yeah, that's more high fashion. Super classy. Industrial. That's I don't know what that is. What does that say? Let me see. Do you know what these are? I know what those are. I'm not feeling it well, but I know what they are. They're a little deflated. And then look at this. Now, you think like people have things, they keep them for years. I didn't even know about any of this, but this is from 2014 on, I think, a site called UCams. Why are you even doing that? Like, if you're just on social media and not selling sex, why are you on these weird sites? Oh wait, she's gonna say that this isn't her. She's gonna say that. That's you. That's you on the same site, girl. This one's from 2012. That's you. I think that's a concrete floor. I don't know what's going on there, but kind of hard to deny that you, and it says FUBAR. I don't, this is from 2012. So now we have things going back from 2006, 2009, 2012, and but why are you on these other sites? What are you doing there? Because it's probably not good. And of course, this is Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, FUBAR. I don't even remember what year this is from, but Merry Christmas. More high-class editorial news. Because, And remember this. Anybody remember Krissy Ice? Remember Krissy Ice? I have this. I would have this. Yeah. She said she didn't have a private folder, but look, that's you saying that, you might have it, might take it down soon. Just like you take down everything else that might incriminate you. Just saying. And here's her going on in a status about she loves her yellow hair, but she has to admit with the lashes and this shade of lipstick, I look like a blow-up doll. I'm sure that's how a lot of the clients feel. Then, oh look, it's more editorial news. More editorial news, people, more editorials. Super high class. Super high class. I mean, at least get the heart to kind of cover you. I'm gonna say for the record that bed is supposed to hold an adult male and female. Even that cat's looking at her like, what the fuck? And yeah, these pictures with this camera in them, this lighting umbrella. I got a question, like, who buys camera equipment and takes pictures of the camera equipment instead of using the camera equipment to take pictures? Anybody? Anybody? Like, anybody? And here we go. We got this drunk status too. At the VA, I don't know what. That's supposed to say Fort Lauderdale. Drainic can't even walk. So, I mean, look. It's just, yeah. If I don't behave and I don't, and at is because we went for back rubs. It's interesting, right? You'll see why in a little bit. Here's another attention grabbing status that I'm sure goes over well. Yeah. And you could see the guys just flock to this because, you know, most of the guys, not saying all, most of the guys on Foo are very primitive. They're like Neanderthals. So if you have a semi-attractive woman and she throws sex out there constantly, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get all the attention in the world. And yeah, that's one of those statuses. So, and again, the drunk status. Here's some of the more statuses. We believe you with your kids with you, right? Yeah, but more about this green card. Like, we've already established that the green card thing is legit. You just lied to everybody about being married. That's kind of a problem. Her daughter, you know what? Good for her daughter. You know what? I hope her daughter is so smart and so, you know, enlightened. She must get up in the morning or weekends or whatever her mom has visitation and be like, I don't want to be that person. I'm going to get an education and I'm going to be somebody. And like, that's, you know what? That's all we can hope for here. Is that like her kid, you know, I hope her kid becomes the most outstanding, outspoken woman and never has to use sexuality to do it. Like, I really love that. Because that's the poor child. That's what she needs. So yeah, so she says it again. She is married to her daughter's father. But since this is high school, facts, you know, facts don't matter. Yeah. No, but she is married. We're not gonna dispute that. Like, so anybody who says, oh, she's not married, no. She's always been married. So anybody that says that, oh, she's not married, yeah, she's married. She just kind of has been for like 10, 12 years in a row. So yeah, you'd rather destroy someone than admit they were wrong. I always try not to be that person. Okay. Like, we haven't seen proof of the otherwise, right? So we're on to Paul, XXX Paul. Many of you saw this public situation about 7 years ago, and recently as well. So you've seen some of these lovely statuses. Okay, whatever. Hardest equation I ever did. Now let's throw our sexuality out there some more. She made this lovely salute for him as well. You know, that's very cute, right? I mean, it's edited to death, But yeah, it's cute, man. Okay. So there's a picture of her with those stickers again, because she was trying to be one of those people that try to be the FUBAR it girl. But yeah, it's not gonna work out. So, but like the funny thing about this picture is that like we found on her Instagram. Okay, but this is supposed to be for Uncle Eddie. Where's Uncle Eddie at? Like, so you're gonna take that for someone? And okay, yeah, all right. And of course, these provocative blings, of course. Key to your pants. I'm sure. It's actually on her birthday. She sent him the key to her pants. Okay? Alright, Paul. Good looking out. Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. So here, I contacted him, and it's obvious that it's been recent. Because I'm just gonna ask people things, and I'm just gonna tell people things. And I don't really care. Like, we have to get to the facts, so this is what we do. Yeah, so even to him, like one of her best people, whatever, she's thrown his name around and he ignored it. He don't give a shit. Like, it's good for him that he don't give a shit because he shouldn't give a shit. You know, there's been times she's thrown his personal life out in the open as well. Like, these are his words. And creates lies about his own personal life. And maybe she's mentally ill, and that's something that's come up lately. When I'm reviewing this, it has a lot of signs of some kind of illness. So, I'm not a doctor, but, I mean, what I know is what everyone else knows. Was she married when we were together? Not that I'm aware of. Wait a minute, what? What do you mean? So, Paul, you didn't know that she was married? But she's been married since she joined the site. Paul, no. She lied to you. According to her, she got married when I was locked up for 14 months. Long after they had a food thing. Okay. Let's put a time frame. You know when they were married, people? You know when they were married? Because we found that too. These rings from her last deleted profile are dated September 13th of 2011. That's when they were married. On Fu and together. She's been married since 2006. At least. So... Okay, so it's 2011, and if anybody wants to verify that, like, she could say, wasn't my profile. That wasn't me, that's somebody else that deleted. No, actually, I found this in my own pictures back when we were friends, and you'll see Triple X as her favorite bling, and the date is September 7th of 11. So yes, like, that was him, and that was her old profile. So we're gonna go back, and we're gonna look at this and say, was she married when we were together? Not that I'm aware of. According to her, she got married when I was locked up. Long after her and I had a food thing. Okay, you and her had a food thing in 2011. She'd been married since 2006. So she always cries about how people start rumors that she's not married, that she's married. No, that's a product of her own creation. For whatever reason it may be. But so we have, like, the person that was involved verifying the lie. So, like, I've talked to Paul and he seems like a decent person. He's not, this isn't against him in any way. If anything, he's actually a victim. And, you hate to see good people, that want to participate on the site and do these things be run off or, don't participate as much because stupid things like this happen. So yeah, this was him and this was the date, so that checks out that story. One of many lies, I am sure. This is also someone that wished to remain anonymous that had a little bit more information about the situation. Of course, this different person, she also confirmed that she told Paul that's not her husband. and sending him news on Instagram. Has no one asked questions. She told Paul she didn't have her kid or a husband. This is now, remember, this is going back a long time now. You know. He specifically said she's not married and she lost her kid because she has some mental illness. Well, what is that about? Like, if she's really mentally ill, then she should probably get help. Like, real help that involves not being on social media. We don't have proof of that, so we're not going to make that accusation, but if it is the case, then she probably needs to get a lot of help. Yeah. So that's another person that says that same thing. And then this continues as well. You know, we've known her forever. There's a whole lollipop story. We never got that, but yeah, I heard that too. He's talking about me. This is a conversation between this woman and my wifey. So, why is she so happily married? She always chasing food dick. How long has she been married? She has been married the entire time that she's been on this website. So whoever she told she wasn't, and then she's gonna say it's the separation because of the removal process, but you're not divorced, so theoretically you're still married. And that was only for a brief time, long before any of this. So somebody's lying to somebody. And we continue here. She accused, we'll get to this in the next part, but she's accusing people, you know, of contacting her family, sending her pictures, like. But if you're going to accuse somebody of something that's serious, you better know who it is. But we'll get to that next. And then also gives a good point. Where are her wedding rings? I think they might have been somewhere, but that was a long time ago. But she hasn't posted them online in years. So, this is a massage table in her apartment, in her new apartment. Trying to look for a name for it, in case anybody ever, you know. And of course, you know, we found it on the Instagram too, because some stuff doesn't get. If you notice that some of her stuff doesn't go on Foo, that goes on Instagram, and some of her Instagram stuff doesn't go on Foo. This is probably to cater to a different audience, per se. Let me ask you a question. If you weren't doing sex work, and you're not employed, and you have a 2-bedroom apartment that's in a relatively new upscale area of West Miami, and you're in your apartment alone, dressed up like that, what are you doing? Because your bed can't fit 2 adults. Look, I mean, it's, you know, and why? Anyway, so why are you all pigtailed out? Like, what's up? You know, speaks to a different kind of thing, doesn't it? And of course, there it is, where she actually says it's a massage table. Like, these are her words, confirming it's a massage table. But so psyched, massage, relax. I don't. Kind of leaves out that part. Like T Smooth said earlier, you like kind of get bits and pieces of the truth in here, but yeah, we can put one and one together, believe me. I mean, look, massage table, stripper boots, 1 + 1, kids. And she's even crazy. She's even crazy enough to upload the massage oil she's using, called Nookie, and it's sensual, you know, because, you know, I don't have to get graphic, do I? It's important also to note these little Armani X tags up in the corner here. She's always posting about how she goes to Armani Exchange all the time. You know, that's supposed to give you the impression that she's rich. Well, when you do sex work, you get rich. I mean, you get money, you have an empty existence, but for for the most part. Like, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying, like, it's rough on some people. We bring up our money exchange because, oh, what's this? This looks like the one she shops at, doesn't it? Anyway, so fast forward to the current times. Have you seen this spectacle lately? I mean, I don't know who this Victor guy is. He's been here since 2006, according to his profile. So he knows. He has to know what's up on some level. Whether or not he's being told the truth, we don't really know. He's been very nice to anyone that's contacted him. Like, he has not been an asshole. Like, he's not. Don't get like that, people. Don't get like, oh, the guy. No, I don't. I really, at this point, based on what I know right now, I don't think that he's. You got some chick like this throwing themselves at you. You're gonna take it. That's just how it is. For guys on there. And now remember, she's still married. So she's out here, you pay guys compliments on food, okay, whatever. But now, like, she's claiming him as hers. My dragon? Isn't it weird? Like, and now you look and see that now all of a sudden her relationship status is complicated. Okay, but you're married. What's complicated? Unless your husband isn't there at all. Do we really know the truth? It's becoming more and more gray by the day. But now it's complicated. And also you'll note that she's taken down the pictures of her husband and her, life off food. She's taken that all down now. So, this is current. Like, this is actually happening, like, at this time. Baby, like, married woman, okay, but if you're not married, then, like, I don't know what to tell you. So, and then we also found here that, well, on the bottom of this one, you'll see, I can't be your dream baby when my number one is my dream boy. And of course, her number one is a Victor. Here's some more lovely comments that are being left by this married woman, at least that we know of right now. That's really nice. And then this one is new too. This is where she was gonna leave, and damn it, we were excited. We're like, this bitch is finally gonna leave. But no, unfortunately. He stayed up talking to her, making sure I know, no matter what, then he's no matter that why, okay, he's my dragon. And but if you're staying up all night talking to a dude, then, like, your husband's not there. Like, no husband in a small ass 2-bedroom apartment is going to let you talk to another man all night long. I don't give a fuck what you say. So, yeah, that's a little weird, right? And there's more to him, more. Like, this has nothing to do with the person himself. This guy, man, I hope for God that he's aware, because shit. Falling in love with somebody else. Like, now remember back in her old statuses, we went over that, it's just flirting, it's just harmless flirting, but, like, hopelessly in love is not flirting, okay? I hate to break that to you, but it's not flirting. So, little hearts and her silly giggles. And you know what, though, like, this is how it starts. You know what? I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I am head over heels for dude. And you know what? That's for me to figure out, not you. You know what? You better figure it out before somebody sees this. Because you got a lot of bad things going on here. But it just fits the pattern of, like, what she's done to Paul and who knows who else over the years. So I figured that, this would be something that she better figure it out, because we have figured her out. and it's not pretty. And it's pretty disgusting to watch. You talk about being old school, where old school people don't do that kind of thing. And one day your lifelong fool is your husband, and next day you're falling in love with somebody else, and you've deleted your husband. So, like I said, this is just the facts and what's out here. It's up to you to make your decisions and opinions and all that other stuff about what was presented in this portion, but, there's a lot here.